Doing this job certainly made me realise that I could survive about as tough a job as the Hastings lifeboat was going to ever have. When the pager went off, I knew it was going to be a pretty rough job because the weather was as appalling as I've ever seen it, but it wasn't until we got to the lifeboat station that I knew what we were going to. I think people have this image of lifeboating as going out in huge storms and rescuing people from crashing waves, and most of the time it's not like that. Most of the time it's an inflatable flamingo that's blowing out to sea, or a yacht that's broken down in perfectly benign weather. And on this occasion, as we were getting ready, I think we all realised, okay, this is it. This is your chance to find out if you can actually do lifeboating like they write about it in books. We were tasked to a person in the water, half a mile southeast of Hastings. The Coast Guard asked us to perform an expanding square search. And when this didn't turn up a casualty, we were tasked to a shoreline search. And we did this for about 2 hours. In moderate weather, the wheelhouse of the Shannon is quite a comfortable place to be because you have suspension in your seats, bouncing up and down as you go along. As the weather gets worse, things start to fly around the wheelhouse. On this job, we blew out the valve in the wheelhouse drain and had water slopping around on the floor. And every time the boat tipped over, everything I had on the chart table fell on the floor. Everybody at the back of the boat couldn't see out of the front windows, was sea sick. And so while all of this was going on, I was holding onto the chart table, the chart, the notebook, the pencils, and a plastic bag of sick. Obviously, my wife had seen what was going on, and this is very difficult for the families of crew to see this sort of thing and then not have any news for hours on what's going on. We heard on the radio that a person had been washed up on the beach 6 miles to the east of the casualties' last known location. And to begin with, we were very hopeful this was them. And then a minute or two later, we got confirmation this was the person we were looking for. And the feeling in the wheelhouse was just of immense relief that they were okay. Think about this job every time we go to sea. Although we've been out in some pretty nasty weather since, we haven't been out in anything like that, and I don't expect to for a long time. It gives me huge confidence in the boat and the crew to know that we can handle what the weather throws at us. Well, it was definitely a day when very few people going in the water at all. And it does feel a bit strange when everyone else is heading away from the beach to be going towards the water. But we have this amazing boat, and we have this amazing training, and we have this amazing crew, and those 3 things are what make it possible to go to sea and rescue people in that sort of weather.